I'm Felicia.
And I'm Giancarlo.
And this is our review of
The Siblings
Sibling Trouble. In Siblings Trouble, players will take on the role of siblings, taking on the role of make-believe adventures and fighting make-believe monsters together as a team. The home card will be placed face up, and next to it the treasure cards. Epic treasure cards and path cards will form their respective decks. Have the search and treasure die nearby. Each player will then choose a unique sibling, either male or female version of it, and take their colored trouble die. Special ability token and draw a treasure card. You may also take a reference card. Now, to make the adventure deck. For this review, we'll use the Hillside Caves adventure. The adventure deck will be made following this formula found inside the rulebook and inner cover, and making the deck from bottom up. The Journey Home card will be randomly drawn face down, as well as a big secret card. The Hillside Cave cards and path cards will be randomly placed, but in the specific order, along with the boss card and entrance card finally on top. Have the tokens nearby, and you're ready for adventure.
The first player will draw the entrance card, read it aloud, and then, as in most cards in the game, you'll describe or storytell how you came upon the card's location, person, or action the card describes. For instance, how was the Hillside Cave entrance discovered? Then the next player flips the card. Eventually, you'll come across events and or monster where you'll have to roll the search die for this icon here on the top left, or your own die in case of battling monsters, which can come as a result of rolling an encounter on the search die. Their health will be in the lower right corner. You'll add the pips rolled plus any treasure bonuses. Some of these bonuses also come in the form of tokens to be used. If equal or tied, you'll defeat the encounter. However, if you roll this sign, you've done an epic fail. Some cards will add fear counters onto the boss's pile, making that final encounter even harder to beat. Should a player be defeated by the encounter, they'll be sent home. They're not part of the adventure for the current round, but starting their next turn, they'll come up with a way of how they got away from home to resume the adventure with their sibling. Eventually, they'll face the last boss, and if defeated, besides any treasures they might give you, you'll read the random Journey Home card for this adventure. This will give every player a treasure or epic treasure from the adventure, from the discard or otherwise, for them to use on the next adventure. These include Ancient Forest, Mystic Waters, and Abandoned Junkyard. Let's go to final thoughts.
For a storytelling game, the Siblings Trouble has great artwork and components. Not to mention this nifty magnetic box, and it comes with lots of cards with this beautiful artwork for all to enjoy, adding a lot of replay value if it's your type of thing. And I think that's where this game runs into some little problems, because not only is storytelling games very specific, but this one has you play regular teens, where they themselves play a storytelling adventure. To put it simply, it's like taking on the role of a bunch of geeks playing Dungeons and Dragons. So I'm not sure if it was that detracted focus on this game, or the way there pretty much was free reign on what anything can be described. There's no game master per se to direct the story. I mean, sure, the cards do it, but because they themselves can be taken in multitudes of interpretations, like this chrome lug nut, it kind of suffers from a convoluted dream within a dream scenario. And a lot of cards will give you a bonus if you describe something for it. So obviously you will, and you'll get the bonus whether the description was good or not. There's no judge, which I know can seem great, but a penalty or bonus mechanic based on the story presented, I find would have made this game much more of a storytelling game rather than a toolbox for storytelling. Know what I mean? There were funny moments in the game, some enjoyment, but for us it just felt a little too open to interpretation with no real game. Besides simply flip a card, roll a die, say what happened. It felt like a hybrid between D&D, a card game, but master of none. And I'm sure there'll be people who'll love this game or see potential for it, but it wasn't for us. As such, we're simply going to give this game a passing mark of 6 out of 10. Again, not a bad game, but know what you're getting yourself into before buying the game.